Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Neha. I make video on tech and my life in the UK. In the last video, I showed you that what we are going to build in React Router while learning React Router. So from this video onwards, we will officially kick off our learning videos. Right now in front of you, we have official website of React Router. The first thing is, if you will see, they have introduced the new version 6.4. They have this dedicated page where they talk about the new features. If you are already on version 5 and you want to increment, they also have the migration guide available. So everything they have. If you are someone who want to follow their tutorial, they have everything available on their site. On the right side, if you will see, these are the all features they have implemented. We are going to do a lot of these features implementation in our this series, so most of the things you will learn while following this series also, my series also. Having said that, but there is no harm in going back and reading the documentation. I'm a big fan of official documentation. Please go whenever you get time, read about it. I already told you about the migration, so you have this upgrading from v5. Another thing I wanted to you to see, you will see these new. Can you see this icon? New is written on this. If you will see, there are a lot of new hooks, routes, all these things are introduced in React Router. So the latest version is basically unlocking new features, new hooks, new route. Few of them we are also going to use. So my highly recommendation to you is, please use the latest and stable version. It will help you as an engineer to use the new features, write less and do more. So you will see that the power you are getting or the features you are getting while writing the code. So yeah, so this is about the official website of React Router, and we are going to use the latest version. Now let's go back to my favorite work, which is whiteboarding. First of all, where React Router fit in React.js application. I have seen so many people who get confused that where to use React Router. Few of people actually assume that React Router is from React team. Few of people I have met, they assume that React Router is the part of React. So I want to address these things first. First of all, React Router is a separate library. Second, it is not from React.js team. There is a separate team behind React Router. So that's totally different. React Router is not the part of React.js. Why? The reason is, React.js vision is that they are a library of UI components. So you can only create UI components. So if you already have experience in React.js, so you just create components. You don't take care of that what will happen when I will click on any about link, contact link, or any link. You are purely just making components. So that's why React Router is not part of React.js. So now if I will take our example, I showed you the Rick and Morty application where we went through API call, we went through pagination, we went through search and filter. There was no requirement of React Router. So if React.js will come with React routing, then what will happen is the performance of the not the performance, but the library size of React will increase, and you are not using that feature. So somewhere it's not a correct thing that they are providing you this functionality. So that's why React Router is a separate thing altogether. Now if in your application, like in our example, now I need a navigation, now I need a detailed page, so now I can add React Router. So this is why React actually got popular, because it's not a bloated library. It actually helped developers to upscale their project, to add new features when it required, and as based on the feature, to install the libraries which are required rather than unnecessarily giving it to you. Okay, so we use React Router whenever we have the requirement of routing. Now what is routing, what is route, I'm going to talk about that in a while, but as of now, think about routing as redirecting, going from one page to another page. Okay, now next question, but why we need React Router? Why in React.js we need React Router? If I'm clicking on a link, Why don't it directly go to that particular page? Which is a very genuine question if you are still getting it. So the answer of this is because React.js is a single page application. In a video I made which talked about rendering, client-side rendering, server-side rendering, I talked about this. If you haven't watched that video, I will link it. Please watch it. I will explain you what is client-side rendering. So this example here is our client-side rendering. The box at the left is our client side, which is our browser, and the box at the right side is our server. Now, how client-side rendering or basically single page applications work? So what will happen on our browser? We are going to request a URL, Rick and Morty. That request will go to our server. Now server will return us a app shell or a HTML page. Now what is that HTML page? It would be a blank page, but it will have our JavaScript, CSS. That JavaScript is basically our React, whatever we have written in React.js that actually convert into a JavaScript, and that JavaScript it will be written. In that JavaScript, whatever we will have in use effect, for example, if it is an API request, then that request will go to the server. And then it will come back and content rendering will happen. After that, everything will happen at the client side. Nothing is going to happen at the server side. And as I told you that React.js is only making components. So if you are going to click on about, so if you are going to request a URL about, how the server will get to know that which page it has to return? First thing. So you need to go back at the server side, do some programming there and take care of that. Because it's a single page application, the server doesn't know what to do. And because everything is happening at client side, so we have to handle at client side that what we want when the user is clicking on about, which component to show. And this power of clicking and showing the page at the client side is not available in React.js itself. So that's why we need React Router. Now how React Routers work? So when we click on about, React Routers sit in between. It intercept that request before it goes to server, and then it returns it a specific page or component. There are different types of routers available, and based on our requirement, we can choose which one we want to use. Before you panic, let me take a step back and explain it. When you are using React Router, there are different types of router, there are I think 5. Based on your requirement, what are those requirements? For example, you are making a web application or a mobile application. Because React have React Native, so you can create a mobile app also. So you are creating a web application or you are creating native application. Based on that, you can select your router. Rest of the things remain the same. So React routers sit in between, and based on the router, it sees that whenever a user is requesting a route or a link, it will intercept that request and it will do the needful which is required. That do the needful part, that's what we are going to understand as we will move ahead. Okay. So I hope this video was helpful for you. In the next video, I'm going to discuss about the key concept or key keyword which required for every developer to understand for the React router. Cut. I hope this video was helpful for you. In the next video, I'm going to take you through the important keywords which you should know when you are working with React router. And also we are going to do the whiteboarding. Okay. If you like this video, please show your love, show it a like, let me know in the comments, share in your network, and let me know if there's something else you want me to cover. I'm happy to take any feedback. Thank you so much.